Why Predator's new look has fans furious? What if everything you thought you knew about the Predator species was wrong? That's the question lighting up message boards, subreddits, and YouTube comment sections ever since Dan Trachtenberg took the reins of the Predator franchise. With Prey, he didn't just revive a dying series, he reinvented it. But now, with a bold animated spin-off and an ambitious live-action sequel on the way, the changes are going deeper than anyone expected. Designs are evolving, lore is expanding, and for the first time ever, the franchise is flirting with full cinematic universe territory. But in the process, it's triggering a major divide in the fan base. Is this a creative evolution that breathes new life into the Yautja legacy, or betrayal of everything that made Predator iconic? Let's break it all down, from Prey to Power, how Dan Trachtenberg took over the franchise. When Prey dropped on Hulu in 2022, it wasn't billed as the next big Predator film. In fact, it was developed almost in secret. No major hype campaign, no theatrical release, just a self-contained story about a young Comanche warrior taking on an alien hunter with nothing but a tomahawk and pure grit. And yet, it exploded. Streaming numbers shattered expectations. Critics praised it as stripped-down intensity. Fans called it the best entry since the original 1987 film. Trachtenberg's name went from a niche sci-fi director to the unofficial creative lead of the entire Predator universe. And then came the announcements. First, Predator Badlands, a new live-action film directed by Trachtenberg. Then, Killer of Killers, a gritty, stylized, animated anthology set deep within Yautja history. But here's where things started to shift. This wasn't just a couple new titles, this was the beginning of something bigger. Word spread fast. Trachtenberg wasn't just making movies, he was world building. Some insiders say he's now the Kevin Feige of Predator. Others say he's taking too much creative liberty. Either way, the franchise is no longer about one movie at a time. It's evolving into something else entirely. The rise of Killer of Killers, Predator goes animated. The first real shakeup came with Killer of Killers, which debuted on Hulu with almost no warning. An anthology animated series that ditches traditional storytelling in favor of raw, mythic energy. The visuals, unlike anything in the franchise. The style is painterly, almost like Frank Frazetta illustrations in motion. Action is brutal. Tone is grim. And the Yautja are different. Some fans were blown away. They called it a visual masterpiece. Others weren't so sure. This wasn't just a side story. It introduced new Predator clans, hinted at ancient intergalactic wars, and even included a rogue Predator who refuses to hunt. That's right, a pacifist Predator. For some, this was bold storytelling. For others, it was a red flag. And when Trachtenberg revealed that Killer of Killers could tie directly into Badlands and potentially the larger continuity, the questions really started to fly. Is this canon? Is this a new timeline? Are we still watching the same species we met back in 1987? The big shift. Why all the Predators look different now? Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the redesigns. Ever since Killer of Killers premiered, fans have been obsessively comparing the new Yautja models to their classic counterparts. And there's one thing everyone agrees on. These aren't your father's Predators. Gone are the classic dreadlocks and biomasks. In their place, sleeker armor, widely different facial structures, and exotic skin textures that vary by tribe. Some even have glowing tattoos and elongated limbs. No two are the same. Trachtenberg defended the decision by pointing to biology. He explained that if the Yautja are a galactic species spread across multiple planets, they should look different, just like humans do across continents. Think of them like lions and tigers, similar base biology, but adapted to different environments. That's the idea anyway, but to many fans, the redesigns feel more like soft reboots. They're saying, these look like Marvel villains, not Predators. The feral menace of the original creature, the uncanny blend of technology and primal instinct, is getting lost under stylized armor and cosmetic tweaks. The biology backlash. Are these still real Predators? This is where the fandom started to fracture. Some Predator variants in Killer of Killers and the leaked Badlands concept art have human-like eyes. Others have soft, almost plastic-like skin. Some are missing the iconic mandibles altogether. Fans aren't just nitpicking, they're asking deeper questions about what defines a predator. Is it their culture, their look, their biology? When you change too many core traits, you start to break the illusion of a shared species. One viral Reddit comment put it like this: "These aren't hunters, they're cosplay aliens wearing predator merch." What was once a race of primal, brutal killers is starting to resemble a lineup of designer monsters. Cool? Maybe. But cohesive? Not so much. And for longtime fans, that inconsistency breaks the immersion. Animated versus live action. Are they really connected? Here's where the continuity debate heats up. Trachtenberg insists that Killer of Killers is canon, but not required. Viewing. That means characters, tech, and events introduced in the animated series can show up in live action, but each piece should still function on its own. The best example? Naru. Rumors suggest she'll return in Badlands, either as a legendary figure referenced by other characters, or in a direct appearance. If that happens, Prey, Killer of Killers, and Badlands will be fully intertwined. A shared Predator universe, not unlike what Marvel did with its phases. But the danger here is fatigue. When canon becomes homework, casual viewers drop off. And when continuity contradicts itself, like the changing Predator biology, hardcore fans start to check out. Predator culture deep dive, warlords, Spartans, and underdogs. Despite the controversy, there's one area where Trachtenberg is getting praise: cultural world building. He's reimagining the Yautja not just as hunters, but as members of a vast honor-based society. Think Spartan warriors fused with barbarian warlords, different tribes, different codes, internal conflict, a hierarchy that goes beyond strongest wins. And his cultural depth feeds directly into his favorite narrative theme, the underdog. Prey gave us Naru, a warrior who wasn't supposed to win. Now Killer of Killers shows us exiled predators, dishonored warriors, and clans fighting for survival. It's all about perspective. Every battle becomes more than just survival. It's about proving something. Even fans who dislike the new designs admit the storytelling is richer than ever. What's next? Badlands, third film on the future of Predator. So where is this all heading? Predator Badlands is already in post-production, with a release date expected by the end of the year. Details are tight, but leaks suggest a desert setting, a new kind of predator, and the possible introduction of an elite predator assassin, a cleaner who hunts other predators. But there's more. Trachtenberg has teased a third concept, something bigger than anything yet. Some think it's a Naru-led sequel. Others think it's the long-awaited Alien vs. Predator crossover done right. Regardless, one thing is clear: the future of Predator is no longer about isolated survival stories. It's about culture, conflict, mythology, final thoughts, evolution, or extinction? And that brings us to the big question: can the Predator franchise survive its own evolution? Because reinvention is always risky. Push too far and you lose what made the creature iconic. Don't push far enough and the franchise stagnates. Right now, the franchise is standing on a razor's edge. The new direction is bold, but for many fans, bold doesn't mean better. The designs may be more diverse, the lore more complex, but if it stops feeling like Predator, then the greatest hunter in sci-fi history may become just another monster in a galaxy of forgotten reboots. Let us know what you think. Is this the future the franchise needed, or the moment it lost its soul?